Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today we need to talk about RM getting emotional. You will cry, and if you don't, you can pretend to cry because it's emotional. Then I also wanted to talk about Jimin talking about marriage and who he's into, and then Jimin is also trending all over Twitter. So hate it or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, he's spilling mug merch, and let's get into it. Today is definitely lighter tea. There really isn't too much going on, but we do have a beautiful story with RM that was shared recently, and it's so beautiful, and it really brings context into everything he does. It's beautiful when you start to see a person's actions make sense and tie into something that happened during their childhood. I definitely believe that a lot of the stuff that we do as a child is brought through into our adulthood and can either determine whether we have a phobia against it or if it's something that we love. For example, I love the smell of hotel and gas station coffee because it reminds me of the road trips my parents would take me on as a kid. RM has a similar really beautiful story in the collector's thing they sold. If you went ahead and bought the BTS Proof Collector's Edition, you'll receive the music, obviously, and then the more personal information on each member as they have interviews too. Artists tend to open up more on these sort of things where you have to pay. It's not specifically about the money, like, oh, you're paying to get personal with them, or that they need the money in order to get personal. But when they are sharing more personal stuff, they definitely don't want people who are not big fans to get access to these personal stories and then take it out of context. But of course, there's several people who would love to know more personal stuff that are big fans, but maybe haven't saved up enough to buy it. But no worries, I got you. I will share that with you. RM shared a personal moment where he and his family used to live on top of a hill. He would often go on these motorbike rides with his dad. And in a lot of Asian countries, these motorbikes would be more affordable than cars. So a lot of people had access to them, and I don't think you need a license for them, so it was very accessible to people. But if you're going to ride one, double check with the area. But what RM's dad would often do would be put RM on his lap and then ride the motorbike through town to deliver baby food. RM said thinking back, this was quite dangerous, but the father seemed to be quite good at it. And this would explain RM's love of bikes. RM talked about loving the wind in his hair when he rides bikes and how peaceful he feels when he rides them. Hence his song Bicycle. This came full circle for a lot of armies to see the connection and to see that this could be a reason why he loves bikes so much. It makes him feel more at home, it makes him feel connected to his dad. This wasn't explicitly said, but I think it's not really a far jump at all to assume this. And this is where his love of bike comes from. I would also imagine he has a clear memory of this as well, and thus it makes the experience of riding a bike feel very nostalgic and wonderful to him. I also wonder if those moments meant as much to his dad, because it's interesting to think of this moment where maybe the dad was stressed and didn't know what to do with RM, like thinking, I can't leave him home alone, I need to take him with me as I do my errands and there's nowhere to put him in the bike, so let me put him on my lap and hope for the best. But RM is remembering these moments more fondly and carefree, while the dad maybe even tried to forget those moments because maybe they were so frustrating and stressful for him. And it's just amazing what sticks to a child even years after the moment is over, and how if it wasn't for the dad being stressed, RM may not love bikes as much, who knows. If you have something like this, please share. I really want to read them and hear your stories. I am sure I will literally cry and tear up reading them, and apparently I really want to cry. We have tons of beautiful moments on Twitter today. Aside from some people gushing over that, we also have We Love You Jimin trending all over. At first I was like, what is this? Did Jimin do something, or did he say something that was more touching than normal? Was this maybe a single anniversary? But none of that happened. Armies literally do not need a reason to trend more on Jimin, we just do it. So what was the actual reason though? October is coming up, and alongside We Love You Jimin was Jimtober also trending. And Jimin's birthday is in October 13th to be exact. So people were honoring the month, but this also means that we may get something on his birthday. Sometimes the members will all drop a song on their birthday or have a live stream. So it's exciting to know that in a few weeks we will get some more Jimin content. A lot of people are honoring Jimin and honoring all the amazing things Jimin has done over the years. I think this is such a beautiful thing to do for any artist, and to really highlight their impact is amazing. I think 10 years ago, baby Jimin could only dream of making such an impact on the world. I mean, the members and Jimin just have to send a tweet out about an organization that they care about, or even just remotely talk about a cause, and suddenly $1 million will be raised for it. This type of power goes to so few people, even the president can't just talk and have this happen. And the amount of good they can and have done is absolutely beyond what I can even believe is humanly possible. Also around these times, you'll have Jimin's music get a ton of new streams, and suddenly all these record record-breaking achievements start getting talked about, like him being the best dancer and all that. I also love seeing the birthday surprises. I have no doubt this year will also be great. A couple of years ago, the fan club did a snow globe in Seoul for Jimin, and these are always so breathtakingly beautiful. I am sure Jimin will hop on VLive and thank everyone as well. Speaking of him hopping on a live stream, he actually did come on a live stream and blessed us with his appearance. We beg 90 times, he'll show up one of those times. But he was doing a little project with us, and these are by far some of my favorite streams, when the members are doing something, either cooking or just decorating army bombs. But this time, Jimin came on and started to make a house, and it was very beautiful and super funny to see him piece together and do this. He did a really amazing job, and these things are fun, but they definitely are not easy. I would imagine I would get so frustrated halfway, as there was a point where Jimin was trying to stick the roof together and they all fell apart. And it was the funniest thing ever. And of course, he laughed about him. There was also an army that had written in the chat to ask Jimin to get married to her. This became a bit of a conversation when Jimin responded saying, "First, let me finish the house," implying that he would marry her but needs to finish this project first. Then went on to say that he needs to build that house because aren't you supposed to have a house first before you get married? People had two reactions. There definitely were people freaking out and screaming over this, being like, he answered the marry me thing. I do wonder if marry me Yoongi will be switched to marry me Jimin. And a lot of people were basically saying that they are now married to Jimin. And then there were others that were saying that this was an answer to his orientation. With every male group comes rumors and theories of if the members are gay. I think this is understandable. Boyband members, at least in the beginning, tend to try to market towards younger girls, and then they age up. Teen girls and younger audiences definitely prefer prettier faces rather than rougher faces, and that works out well because boy band members tend to stay slim and less muscular because it's harder to dance when you look like The Rock. The muscles actually get in the way. But of course, all these things are a breeding ground for gay comments. Jimin is no different, and people have constantly assumed he was dating a man or dating Jungkook. And now people think with his answer saying that he is building a house for this female army, he is confirming that he wants a wife and is not gay. And all of that is totally possible, but we still have no idea because while there's a big chance the account that wrote that comment came from a female person, there's also a chance that it came from a guy. So take it with a grain of salt. But what do you think? How do you feel about RM's emotional story for when he was a kid? How do you feel about Jimin trending? And how do you feel about his live stream and if he was talking about his orientation? I don't know about all that. I think he was just joking along. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.